Testing. There we go. Okay. This is a private stream, so this is just a test. But I'm going to be testing for dropped frames and stuff. We can turn on display capture and video capture device. That's what I'll typically be using in a stream. I want to see what's going on with my drop frame issue. Let me make sure it's in 720p. It is indeed okay. Everything looks decent. Okay. Yeah. Let's set that back to 144p. Escape. So this is just a test. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I did some updates. I did a driver update. I did what else did I do? I messed around a little bit with network settings. I limited Windows bandwidth. I set OBS's priority to high, both in my network and on OBS and on Windows. So right now we're just looking for drop frames. We don't see any yet. Actually, can I change this like right now? It says no data. That's just a glitch. Let's reload the page. Still says no data. That's because it has to receive. There we go. Don't know why it says no data. Because it's obviously receiving data. Stream health. Yeah. This says here excellent, so maybe YouTube's just being weird. And you see these occasional dips, but that's pretty normal with Wi-Fi. I'm gonna try to get Ethernet to this room. That will be a project in itself. Probably not a terribly long one. I'll just have to invest in a long Ethernet cable. I can actually angle my mic just a little bit this way. Okay. Now we're gonna add on our next layer of intensity. We're going to do some background music. We're just gonna keep OBS up. Let's see. Just go to lo-fi. And we can go. We don't need a 4K, but yeah, it's okay. And I do have an ad blocker on. My YouTube ad blocker doesn't work, which is kind of dumb. But yeah, the bitrate's fine. It does occasionally drop a little bit, but not as bad as it was. Don't know what's going on here. We can change that to 144p. We're just gonna go to the middle of the live stream. Actually, you know what? We can make it live. That way it's all fun and games. Still no drop frames. Bitrate seems to be fine. My video bitrate is 2000 kilobits per second. And my audio is typically around 124. It does drop a little bit. It can most certainly hit that. Like if I were to set my bitrate to like 2500, it could probably hit that. But I don't know. Right now it's completely fine. I don't know. It was giving me lots of issues for the last 2 weeks, but maybe that's because it's a private stream. Actually, can we edit that? Can we make this a public stream? Done. Save. It's public now. Okay, so now we just wait for people to show up. Like I said, I actually forgot to mention this in my video. I'm sorry about that. But today's stream is a test stream. We are trying to figure out what's going on, if there's still an issue. If there is, we need to figure out what's going on. And if there is no issue, then hallelujah. But as you can see, bitrate kind of varies a little bit. That's pretty normal. Like I said, I'm going to get Ethernet to this room probably, just to help stabilize that out a little bit. And because I think Ethernet does get slightly better priority. I'm also going to be working on my network adapter properties. There's like an app I have for it that can allow me to like change a whole bunch of settings that I typically don't have access to in my computer. And it's my computer, so it's not like I shouldn't have access to those. Now this is not live. It's okay. I did set it slightly behind. Everything seems fine. We're just gonna go here, go to live chat, get everything nice and live. We don't need this to be live, but whatever. No drop frames. Not recording. It's good because I've accidentally recorded before. Let's go to my channel and see if it's there. It is indeed. See, it will automatically default to 1440p to 144p. Everything looks fine. Yeah. And like my brother typically doesn't have any issues. He had like a few drop frames today, but that can just be margin of error. That can just be like that can just be margin of error. But yeah, everything looks fine here. And like my brother typically doesn't have any issues. Okay. So we can load Discord now. Yeah, so I'm just doing normal stuff, seeing if it drops any frames. My internet seems to be fine. That's the most confusing thing, is it always used to work just fine, and it still is. The bitrate is what it should be. I know that looks low to a lot of people that live out in like a city or a town. We live out in the country. My upload's about 3 megabits per second. It might help that there's just not that many people on my Wi-Fi network right now. But yeah, I'm still gonna work on getting Ethernet. I'm actually going to test and see if I can like get Ethernet out of the router, because I know when the internet installer guy came, that was one of his complaints, was that it was like, also my desktop audio is not picking up. That's weird. Turn it up a little bit. That's odd. That is odd. Is it playing any noise? It would probably help if I hit play, wouldn't it? Now let's see how loud it is. It's not that bad. Okay, so music's on. I don't really care how loud my voice is. Like I said today, we're probably not going to do very much racing. I'm just doing troubleshooting. As you can see, it does occasionally drop below 2000. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about when it drops below like 1500, which it does every once in a while. Typically when other people are on the network. I'm also going to see if I can't log into my router settings and make it so it equally dishes out the speeds most of the time, and then it should, and then I can make it to where it will automatically give priority, like a consistent amount of speed to one person when they're streaming. So yeah, I'm gonna see that. Also, I have a not strong Wi-Fi signal. That's weird. It's like, yeah, it's not full Wi-Fi signal. That's weird. It's still fine. I don't know what's going on. It's still fine. It does that sometimes though. There we go. But everything looks fine. I'm gonna put it to the ultimate test now. I go to YouTube. Forza Horizon 5 gameplay. Maybe Forza Horizon 4, there's not that much. Forza Horizon 4 gameplay. Okay. This will be more or less the more ultimate test. We don't need this to be in terribly high quality. Oh, this is the ad. So YouTube decides to be dumb and will say, you know what, you have an ad blocker. We're just gonna make it load for 5 minutes. Well, like, and there's another ad. Everything looks fine though. We can mute this. We're just gonna have this going. This about replicates the amount of size the track is, the nitro type track would be on the page. Because streams have no issue with like not moving pixels, it's when we have moving pixels like this. And this I believe is 60 FPS too. So it's gonna have to downscale it, that'll add a little bit of extra oomph to it, I guess. No drop frames, everything looks fine. See if anyone's here. Hello, Silas Stressen. This is just a test stream. I'm not going to be racing very much. Recently, my streams have been lagging out and dropping frames, even though my computer's like a gaming computer. And they said it's a network issue according to OBS. So today's a test stream. We're going to probably, if it doesn't drop that many frames, then I assume the issue is just that multiple people are on the network at once. And if that is the issue, then I will just get an Ethernet cable to this room to stabilize that a little bit. And right now it seems fine. You can go back to the Forza Horizon 4 gameplay. This is just like supposed to stimulate movement on the screen, because I'm not going to be racing as a troubleshooting thing. So this will simulate pixel movement, which is what is more. This is basically about the size that the NitroType track is on the screen, and there's pixel movement. There's actually more pixel movement than there is on NitroType. So this is gonna actually give me a real-world scenario for my streaming. Also, thank you to Game Riot for providing this footage. I didn't ask permission, but I assume it's fine if it's public. Speaking of that, somebody re-uploaded one of my videos, and it's dumb, because they didn't say if they were trying to claim it for themselves. I don't know. So yeah, we are just going to keep checking OBS. If we have no issues, then we have no issues, and that's great. And then if I stream again and there's people on the network and it just decides to start lagging out, then we know what my issue is. It's just the people are on the network. Then I go to my Wi-Fi router settings, prioritize OBS over every other program on the network. I think that's an option to do, or at least prioritizing a specific computer on specific times, because if I can just get the app for my router and then before I stream prioritize my computer, that should help. It never used to do this, but also, like, typically when I stream, not very many people are on my Wi-Fi network and everything. So we had a small frame drop there. You go to view, stats, 54 out of that many because of a network issue. So yeah, Wi-Fi being Wi-Fi, it's gonna do that. So we had some small data loss, but it wasn't that bad. So yeah, it'll drop frames every once in a while. We'll figure out what's going on with it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like a network issue. So we need to make this louder. But yeah, 54 drop frames isn't bad. So we're just going to keep this here. And we are going to move this up. Actually, we can exit out of this. Just check this every once in a while. But yeah, it never used to drop frames, and that's my issue. Is that it never used to give me these sort of issues. So I'm going to keep looking into it. I'm going to optimize my network settings the best I can. Like I said, I'm going to try to get Ethernet to the room. Still going to watch it? Yep, that's great. Actually, give me feedback. Like, what does it look like? What does it sound like? Is my stream good? I'm actually going to check the audio on my tablet real quick. Because I can. Because I know Sam was having like at least encoding, like it sounded a little robotic to me. So I'm gonna watch this. I want to see how my mic sounds as soon as it works. That's the other way. It sounded a little robotic to me. So I'm gonna watch this. Okay. Welcome to the live stream, Gold Pikachu. It's good to see you here. We're actually going to keep my live chat open on my tablet. I'm gonna put it up like this because this is how I typically stream, right? I have my tablet open, 126 drop frames. Okay, that's acceptable. We're gonna be streaming for maybe 15-ish minutes. There are occasional frame drops. This is what we're trying to figure out how to fix. Right now, we've lost more frames than Sam lost in like an hour's stream. So this is just what I'm trying. I don't know if it's just because I sit a little farther away from the router. This is why I'm going to try to get Ethernet to my room. So instead of using a Wi-Fi network, I'm going to use like a hardwired connection to the internet. But yeah, welcome Gold Pikachu. I'm not going to be racing in today's stream. Today's just a test stream. I guess we can, and I have Forza Horizon 4 gameplay up. This is going to this is going to simulate pixel movement for the stream. I'm trying to recreate NitroType without having to play NitroType. So this is just going to be my pixel movement, and right now it looks fine. You know, everything looks fine for like 99% of the time, or more than that. It's like 99.5. It's just it drops frames every once in a while, and it never used to do that. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And it's really been annoying me because I'm like a perfectionist in this sort of things. Like, I love to stream. Streaming is my favorite thing to do on this channel. And when it's giving me issues, I want to figure out why. So yeah, I think an Ethernet connection will be a must. We're just going to skip through this. Come on. Get to racing. There we go. Go there. Yeah, so it hasn't really dropped that many frames. 126. But keep in mind, like I said, it used to be 0. And I don't know why it's not now. Maybe there's been a change in my internet provider's network. Maybe they did an update that's been causing issues. Okay, that's supposed to stop like that. Yeah, 720p 60. So this is gonna be relatively what? Nitro type? Not like Nitro type. Like, this isn't just to simulate car racing. This is like pixel movement. So like the more I move pixels, the harder it is for the stream to keep up with. Especially since we're downscaling from 144 FPS, because that's what my monitor's refresh rate is, to 30 FPS. And then my internet provider, so it basically works, it's a fiber optic connection in a town hooked into a broadcaster on top of a water tower. And then we have a receiver on our house, which is several miles away, and we get about 20 megabits per second down, and we get about 3 to 3.5 megabits per second up. It's supposed to be 4, but I've never seen 4 very consistently. Some days it's more than 4, some days it's really good, and some days it's not. Some days it's like 2.5. Now I can stream on that. I'm just trying to figure out why my stream drops frames, because even when that happened, it still never dropped frames. So I don't know if it's the winter weather, maybe there's ice built up on the broadcaster, I don't know. I checked our dish and there's really nothing there's nothing on ours. There was a little snow last week and we dropped like a whole bunch of frames last week. But yeah, 126 drop frames so far. I don't think we have much of an issue here. So I just have my garage open because I can. I'm actually gonna claim my mystery box. Okay, that's nice. Everything seems fine. I also did put OBS as a high priority. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I know earlier today, okay, so I actually have a question for the chat. When I was listening to Sam's stream earlier today, I found that his voice, it sounded a little bit, had like a metallic tang to it. Were you guys noticing that at all, or was that just me? Because Sam noticed it, I noticed it, but everyone else said it was fine. So, is this something to do with our Wi-Fi router? Is there some internal stuff going on? Like, what's going on? Was his audio fine? Did he sound a little metallic? Like, not like glitchy, just a little metallic. Because I checked my mic and my mic sounds fine right now. I don't think it's his mic. We're just trying to figure out. But Silas Dressen said, oh, that was not. But yes, did you notice that his voice sounded even a little bit different than it should? Because that is an indicator of like a network issue. So I'm just trying to figure it out, because like our internet loads things fast. I've been streaming on it for months. It's never given me that many issues. Today, for the last about a month, 3 weeks, it's been giving me issues. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And right now, it dropped 249 frames. Let's go. Yeah. So as you can see, it dips. We've dropped 0 frames due to my computer. It's my network. So we're just trying to figure out what's going on. You know? I want to figure out what's going on. Is it something I can fix? Is it something I just have to let my ISP fix? I don't know. I might get on a Discord call with Star Wars Freak today because he knows a lot of stuff about technology. Don't get me wrong, I know my stuff about technology. Not more than him though. And that's the thing, he's had more experience. I think he was working on a college degree for something that has to do with servers or technology. So I just want to see, run my ideas past him, what's going on. I'm going to run another test stream in a few minutes, in which I have my computer right next to the Wi-Fi router, plugged in, and if I drop any frames then I know it doesn't have to do with my Wi-Fi router, that it's my network itself, or that it's my Windows settings. But if it's, like, for instance, what am I trying to say? So I'm going to try it next to my Wi-Fi router. If I don't have any drop frames, I know it's a Wi-Fi strength issue, and I know that I need to get better Wi-Fi signal or get Ethernet to my room. 315 dropped frames. See, we're dropping more frames now. Love your videos, Isaac. Well, thank you, Silas. Gold Pikachu, you don't make videos because your mom won't let you. I mean, yeah, I can understand that. Parents can be a little bit protective of their kids, especially what they put online, because it is something you have to worry about. Like, I've dealt with plenty of toxic people. I don't like doing it, but I can see that could be a reason for my parents to be concerned. You know, stuff like that. You can actually turn up our background music a little bit. That may be a little too loud. Hopefully that's a little louder. Yeah. So we're not dropping as many frames, which is a good sign, because I updated my Wi-Fi drivers and that helped a little bit. But we're still getting issues. We're still dropping frames. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just gonna keep streaming and seeing what's figuring out. I say at 1:20. At 1:20 p.m. we'll end this stream, and let's see how long I'm gonna stream it for. 20 minutes. So after 30 minutes of streaming, yeah, like 30 minutes last week on Saturday, I think I'd already dropped about 1,000 frames. So this is a lot better. But this is still like 20 seconds worth of the live stream that didn't make it, and that doesn't sound like much. But if it was all at once, like if it was right at the beginning when I have like the stream starting soon thing, and it's just like one frame, it doesn't need to be 30 FPS. But the problem is, okay, we can actually hide the live chat, because I typically hide that when I stream. But like when I'm, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. So yeah, I updated my Wi-Fi drivers, and that helps. But we're still getting dropped frames. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna try to figure it out. If it's an Ethernet, if I just need to connect with an Ethernet port, I'm more than willing to do that. Even if that means I have to buy an Ethernet cable. We have a shorter one, but the Wi-Fi router is downstairs. So what I'm gonna have to do is run an Ethernet cable into the wall with a network port, because we actually have network ports in our house. Then I'm gonna have to buy probably 15-20 foot Ethernet cable and run it from the other side of my room, because I have a network port. It's just by Sam's desk. And that way, if I want to use Ethernet, I can use Ethernet, and if he needs it, he can use it. But Sam has consistently had better results not dropping frames. So that leads me to believe, because he's that much closer to the Wi-Fi router, it's probably just a Wi-Fi signal issue. Even if it's never, like, maybe my Wi-Fi router just had like a firmware update and the broadcasting pattern changed a little bit. Stuff like that happens. But I just want to see what's going on. 343, yeah, we dropped a few more frames. Let's make sure all still network. And this is a more up-to-date bitrate too. But yeah, you can see it's just tiny little dips, and it's fine. But sometimes it'll just dip below like 1500 megabit, 1500 meg. Geez, that'd be crazy. It dips below the 1500 kilobit per second line, and we drop frames. And I've always been able to stream without dropping frames, even on the old computer that wasn't all that fast. So, I mean, this is a lot better, though. So, I don't know, I think updating my Wi-Fi drivers probably helped. And maybe just, we had some warmer weather for parts of this week. Maybe that melted some of the snow and ice off the broadcaster. I don't know. Maybe there's another broadcaster somewhere, because I know it runs through a cable, but I can't guarantee it runs through a cable the whole way there. Maybe it uses a cell tower or a broadcaster to get there. And if it does, then if any one of those is having issues, that would affect our internet as well. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I can do all sorts of stuff to optimize my network. At the end of the day, I think Ethernet is still going to be a lot better. So I'm going to see if the Ethernet port on my router works. If not, then I have a whole nother issue. I can try power cycling a router too. Sometimes that can fix the issue. You know, sometimes just... Oh, welcome to the stream. I don't even know how to say that. Holy cow. That is quite the name you have. Sonic Connor. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. This is just a test stream. I'm trying to figure out, if you can see here, I've been dropping a few frames, meaning it lags a little bit, even though I have a good computer and a decent internet connection. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. I'm going to probably do a Discord call with some people. But yeah, we don't drop that many frames. It's just little dips, and that can cause issues. Yeah, hello. I can't pronounce your name. I don't want to try. I don't want to butcher it. Sony Runner. I'm not even gonna try. So maybe I just need to upload to YouTube's secondary ingest servers. I don't know. We're gonna try all sorts of stuff. I think what we'll probably do, I don't know why. Also, in case you're wondering, this is just Forza Horizon 4 gameplay. Because this simulates pixel movement, because obviously in a stream I'm going to be playing Nitro Type and the pixels are going to be moving. So Forza Horizon 4 is a fairly moving game in terms of like things move, and because it's hard to describe, but basically in order to give a good test result I need to have like moving pixels on my screen. Sonic Runner's Revival fan. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say I'm not good at like seeing words that aren't like capitalized, like where the words aren't separated, and figuring out what the words say. Yeah, Sonic Runner's Revival fan. Okay, welcome to the stream. Let me know if there's any issues, if my mic cuts out, if my video cuts out, if it lags, anything. Just let me know. I don't know why it's not letting me open it. That's not supposed to happen. I said open. Open. There we go. Yeah. So right now it's fine. Pretty solid bitrate, you know. May seem a little slow to some of the people who live in town who have faster internet. My internet's not bad. It's a wireless connection to a broadcaster in the town nearby. I live out in the country. It's nice and flat, so we just have an antenna pointing there. So it's kind of like satellite internet, except for the satellite is on Earth. It's just literally on top of a water tower a few miles away, and it's connected to internet connection. So that's how that works, and it's been fine. It's been great, actually. We're just trying to figure out why it's dropping frames. It never used to do this, so I'm just not sure. We will see. So I'm going to see if I can't get into my router settings, maybe prioritize OBS over everything. Because if OBS is using my network, that means it's streaming. And streaming, the number one thing you need is consistency. And when you're streaming on Wi-Fi, as you can see down here in this corner, over here, right here, that I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Also, so I'm just running this to simulate pixel movement. Yeah. Sorry you were racing. Oh, that's fine. I guess when I stream I race too, but when I listen to streams, I typically don't watch them, I listen to them. Also, my voice is getting sore because I went to my high school. My high school had a basketball game yesterday, and I'm in pep band, so I play music there, like during halftime and during like in between games and stuff. And we were cheering for our team because our varsity team this year is really good. And it was a close game. The team we were playing is also really good, or they were pretty good. I guess they weren't one. Oh, I don't know. They were pretty close. But yeah, we were like cheering and cheering and cheering, and now my voice is dead. Because I had to talk loud. Whenever I wanted to talk to anybody, you have to talk kind of loud. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, just a consistent upload speed. You don't need anything crazy. My upload's typically 3-ish. Sometimes it's around 4. So that's not super fast these days, but that's more than enough to stream. Like a pretty good quality. So just trying to figure out what's going on. I keep saying the same thing over and over again just to make sure that new people know what I'm doing. So it's a lot better than it used to be, you know. It used to drop all sorts of frames, and now it's just dropping a few. It used to not drop any frames, like 0 frames dropped. I just screwed that up. 0 frames dropped over like an hour stream, and now we are dropping, you know, a few hundred frames per stream, which isn't that bad. But yeah, it's just kind of frustrating because I'm a perfectionist. I love streaming, so whenever anything goes wrong in it, I try to fix it. Like I said before, I stream on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi can be Wi-Fi, and I might just need an Ethernet cable, and if that's the thing, then I just need to go get a long Ethernet cable and plug it in. Also, Forza Horizon 4 looks like fun. I might get it now that I have a gaming computer. Also, I'm gonna check my audio again. We're just gonna turn up my audio on my tablet. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. Also, my tablet's way behind, so I think I accidentally paused it. Everything seems fine, so I don't know what's going on. I haven't changed. The only thing I've changed, and this cannot be the reason, is my microphone. That's the only change I've made to my streaming since it started dropping frames. I actually think it might have done that beforehand. I don't know. Like, the only change I made is to my microphone, and I upgraded that. That should not be the reason I'm dropping frames. Because my brother streams with his microphone. It's the exact same thing as me, on the exact same computer, on the same Wi-Fi network, and he doesn't drop frames. He drops like 89 frames in an hour. Yeah, Forza Horizon 4 is fun. I played it before. Yeah. It's like a really good looking game too. Like, it looks a lot better than a lot of games. It has a lot of good detail. Like I said, now that I have a gaming PC, I can play it without having to worry about crashing. Because that was something I used to have to worry about. Was that things would crash. I don't know why this guy just destroyed a telephone booth, but sure. But yeah. You make videos on Vimeo. Cool. And like, somebody speaking of video recording, not trying to change the subject or anything, but speaking of video recording, somebody recommended I don't use OBS, like I think it was like StreamYards or something. OBS is not the problem. I highly doubt OBS is the problem. I could try reinstalling OBS, but then I'd have to change all my settings again, and OBS has fairly complex settings, so I'd have to keep going through. I'd have to re-import all my scenes. I'd have to do all sorts of stuff that I just don't want to do. Oh, this guy's a terrible driver. Unless he's trying to do that. Like, is he trying to, like, take out stuff? Or is he just not able to control the car? I don't know. Let's see. How long have we been streaming for? 33 minutes. Okay, so we're going to end the first test stream. I'm going to keep streaming. Don't worry. We dropped 473 frames. That's not as bad. We used to drop about 1,000 frames in 30 minutes, which is really bad. That's still a fair bit of dropped frames. So let's just make sure they're all due to network. They are. Okay. So how this is going to work, I'm going to end this stream. I'm actually going to close out of this window. I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to go downstairs, plug my laptop in right next to the Wi-Fi router. Not because we have a mesh system, so there's multiple Wi-Fi routers. It's just one of them has the internet source and the others are just repeaters. We have a repeater in my room. That can be known to cause some latency and speed dipping because it has to feed off of weaker signal than if you just have like the ISP's cable plugged in. I'm going to go sit right next to the router. If we'd still drop frames, I'm going to connect with an Ethernet cable. If we continue to drop frames again, I know that it is an issue with either my Wi-Fi settings, something with Windows, or my network, and that it's not just Wi-Fi being Wi-Fi, because that can be the issue. So I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to resume streaming downstairs. We're also going to find a different Forza Horizon 4 that doesn't pause. This is the one I was using before, and it is 1 hour solid Forza Horizon 4 gameplay. And I also YouTube. See, this is the annoying thing with YouTube, is that even if you have an ad blocker, they still manage to make you wait the amount of time you would have to wait to see the ad. It's just not worth it. So let's just continue. Come on. I know, YouTube. It'll go through eventually. Like, this isn't a network issue. This is just... Actually, if I take this off and reload, watch. It'll just do an ad, which I have muted. And it did freeze there a second, but that's not a stream issue. So we're just gonna go here. Yeah, I know. I think I need to change my ad blocker to Pikachu, because what happens to me shouldn't happen. So I think YouTube has figured out how to like deny access of my ad blocker. So I'm gonna have to get a different one. That's totally fine. See, I think this person at 30 FPS. So this is 720p 30 FPS. So we haven't dropped any more frames. I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna be like right back. Another test stream. So don't go away. If you'd like to help me out, like let me know if it lags. Before we go, I have one question for the chat. Did it lag for anybody? Did you guys notice the lag? Or was it just in the background? Is it misreporting? Or did you guys actually see lag? So that's my question to you guys. Did you see lag? And if so, was it super annoying? Was it tolerable? Because right now, 473 frames isn't bad for almost 40 minutes. So yeah, did you guys see the lag? Silas Dresden says no, but I'm not sure if he was talking about that or not. So did you guys notice the lag? Because also don't worry, I'm going to be like right back. I'm just ending this stream, and then I'll end a different one. Silas Dresden says no, but he said that I didn't see any lag. So you didn't see any lag. Okay, that's interesting. Because typically when you drop frames, it freezes. So I don't know what's going on there. But we will end the stream. I will be right back. You did not notice either. Okay, maybe if you play Nitro Type, you'd notice it. Because I was watching my streams where I used to drop like a whole bunch of frames, and Nitro Type would keep lagging every once in a while, and you wouldn't notice it. But then every once in a while, it would like lag or just freeze.